Okay, so what we're now going to do is delve a tiny bit deeper into arrays and basically have a look at some of the properties and methods that are available on arrays that we may create. So we already know that we can create an array like the names one I've created here, and we can assign 3 different values to this. Now over in our browser we can go ahead and type in names and we get these values out. But little do most people know that the array object, if you like, or instance, actually inherits from array.prototype. Now, what on earth is array.prototype? Well, this contains different properties, or one property in this case, and it basically allows you to perform different actions on your array. So we've already looked at things like splice, which is actually inherited from array.prototype. This sort of delves into the fact that JavaScript is very much an object-oriented language, even though it doesn't immediately appear to be so. So for example, let's take a look at the length property of this array. So we know that we've got an array called names, but let's go ahead and console log names.length. Now what this is going to do is it's going to use the array property on the array, and it will give you the property name that holds length. So we can say names.length and it gives us 3 back. Now we can inspect this by saying object.getOwnPropertyNames, and we can pass in names. Now this isn't available in all browsers, but in the latest version of Chrome I'm using now, what this will return is all of the property names of this particular object. Now remember, it's an array, but it is classed as an object. So we've got the property names as 0, 1, 2, which are the indexes, and the 4th property name here is length, which contains the length of the array, which is 1, 2, 3. So that is the property. But if you take a look over here I'm on the Mozilla Developer Network site, you've got all of the different methods that you can use. So we've already looked at push to add an item onto the array, and we've looked at splice as well, but we can also do things like pop, which removes the last element from the end of an array and it will return that element. The same with push, it will return the new element, the new length of the array. We can do things like reverse, so we can reverse the array if we want. We can sort it. We can do things like shifting, so remove the first element from an array and return that element. There's all different things that we can actually do. So to string, for example. So dot length, because it doesn't have 2 parentheses afterwards like this, it's a property. This won't work. It's a property of the array, and we've seen that with the hasOwnProperties. The getOwnPropertyNames method of object, and that's returned length. We can see that as a property. But obviously, as part of the array prototype, we have all of these different methods as well. So they modify the array. This accesses parts of the array, so we can do, so these are the accessor methods. And we've also got iteration methods as well. So we can do a for each, for example, to loop over the array. But that's just a little bit more of an in-depth example. And if you head over to the Mozilla Developer Network, you'll find all of this great information on here about what you actually can do with arrays as well. And that just provides a little bit of an insight into how arrays actually work.